Good morning and welcome to the Mount Panorama Circuit, also known as Bathurst. This is the FR Racing Endurance Team GT Sprint Series. I'm DJ Flook. Alongside me is Takato Timmerman. We'll get to him here in a second. Before we do that, let's meet the team. So from the team tonight, we're going to have Ian Miller, Mark Vicars, and Hunter Hughes participating. Erik actually might be joining us here in the booth here in a little bit. He's actually traveling, but that is it for today. We're going to meet some of the other drivers and get started here in a little bit, but we will going through qualifying session. This is the Mount Panorama Bathurst Circuit. This is located in Bathurst, New South Wales. This is a 3.861 mile track, or 6.213 kilometers as they use in Australia. This current configuration, this is all public roads. Some of the neighborhoods actually have to use these public roads to get in and out, which is interesting on race day. And this configuration's been in use since 1987. All this track dates back to the 1930s. So, Taka, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a track you've had experience driving before outside of the iRacing platform. Tell us a little about your prior experiences here.
Well, I raced this a lot in Gran Turismo, which I thought, I thought it was as realistic as you could get. And then I joined iRacing, and Gran Turismo wasn't. It's realistic in the driving sense, but until you hit the wall, not so much anymore. And you also, you have the track map, and you have the when to shift, and you have the when to brake. iRacing, you don't have that, so it threw a whole nother wrench into it. In the past, I was able to jump through the back stretch or the mid stretch in the mountains, through turns 11 and 18, but in iRacing, I wasn't able to do that, so it was a whole nother ball game when I had to slow it down and figure out where my braking zones were and where to downshift. And it was just it was fun. It was a fun learning curve, but I'm glad I'm not racing out there with everyone else today.
There are some tricky parts, and I had never driven this course before. Just only a couple days ago. I know that seems really weird to say and hard to believe, but I have not driven this course before. I mean, I've watched it on TV. I've watched it in the iRacing platform. I've seen the videos of the Bathurst jump, which you can no longer do in iRacing once they made some physics updates and changes to how tires go over the dirt and grass. But you come around and start working your way down the hill on the skyline through the S's and the Dipper. That can get very messy. That's a very controlled, steep descent down that hill.
Yes, it is. It's tough. Just trying to figure that where the braking zone is for that. I didn't quite find it, and I probably should have looked at a YouTube video to figure it out, but never did. And I was just going through trial and error. And that's why I'm over here on the broadcast side instead.
We have about 7 seconds left in open qualifying. So far, only 2 drivers have put in a time. We have Ian Miller will be sitting on the pole today with a 2:06 flat, and Hunter Hughes will be running the 2:06 or with a 2:06.480. Also in the session today, we have Richard Shaw from the Wednesday Night Dash League, and Eric Mattingly from the Indy Racing World Series, and our good friend, again, as we mentioned, Mark Vicars, who actually, he ran a 150, but it looks like his time might have been invalidated. So we'll have to take a look at that and see what exactly happened there. But we will be heading to grid here in a few minutes, and let's take a look at the rules of the session real quick while we have a couple of minutes. So the purpose of this series is a monthly race that we use to develop the endurance team and prepare for official iRacing events. There's not one that we are participating in this month, so we just kind of fill the schedule with something different. This one actually came out of a result of a driver vote. So that is why we are here at the Mount Panorama Circuit, aka Bathurst. And coming soon, June 1st, we'll be on at the Watkins Glen. I'm sorry, it's early here. I had a bit of a brain cramp getting ready for the Watkins Glen 6 hours. So the session's pretty simple. We're finishing up the 15-minute open qualification. We're going to hit the grid, and we do a 45-minute timed race. There's no full course cautions, and there'll be no points awarded for this series. This is just a casual environment to get out there, race, get some practice on those courses, and have some fun on a Saturday morning. So you can see we're about 1 minute and 50 seconds away. Timing and scoring is estimating we should complete about 21 or 22 laps today. There is no rain in the forecast.
Thank goodness.
Very important. So we're going to switch over here to the AI director, and we're going to let while we do that, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Actually, we're still waiting for a couple of cars to take the grid. Taka, your name's going to be showing up on the on the timing and scoring today.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, it's it is what it is.
I'm gonna blame morning fog for my mistake.
Yeah, you know what? You are 3 hours ahead of me. You have no excuse.
No, I do not.
So all we're waiting for is Mark. Got about 90 seconds.
Unless you wanted to watch a demolition derby with me in it, I don't think I should be racing today.
Yeah, right. I tell you what, when you're coming out there on cold tires and you're going around, you take green, you go around the properly named hell corner of turn 1, you can pick up a lot of speed very quickly during Mountain Straight, and then you hit that first braking zone at Griffin's Bend in turn 2. Not too terrible, but then you get into the quarry as you're going uphill, and here we go. We are underway. So let's get this.
Looks like we got 3 Porsches and 1 Lambo in the race tonight, or this morning. Wow.
Having a bit of an issue.
And the pace car goes into the pits.
You gotta shorten. And the green flag is out! And we are underway with Ian Miller taking it into turn 1. Not sure what happened to Mark Vicars. He did not join the session. Good start for both Ian and Hunter as we approach that first braking zone. All 4 drivers make it through the first turn, or I guess second turn technically. Through the cutting and into the quarry corner. Here we go. Here's the first trip downhill.
You can already hear him downshifting.
You got the engine braking through there. Yeah. Coming up here through this final turn through the dipper area, this is where I seem to have the most problems. It's a hard break, and that Falcon sign in that wall. First few times I went down that, I ended up in that wall every single time. Try to see if we can get our timing and scoring back up here. I don't know what's going on. Real quick pull up the things. We have a brief technical.
Looks like Shaw had a incident up in the mountains, heading for a wall there at the dipper. So he's in the pits getting some repairs done to his car. Yeah, I feel like once you get into the mountains, there isn't too many opportunities for overtaking.
Ooh, Hunter just bumped the wall. All right, we got our timing scoring back up here. Much better. All right, we are back. Apologize for the technical difficulties. So as you mentioned, while we were briefly away, Ricky Shaw hit the wall. Looks like he's in the pit lane taking a repair right now. And as we came right back onto the broadcast, Hunter Hughes smacked the wall a little bit, but it looks like he's okay and he is pressing on. So currently sitting with under a second behind Ian Miller.
Yeah, it's so hard with this course because you hit the wall, and because you have all that momentum going downhill, you hit it, you screw up your suspension, you can't steer anymore. It's a brutal course for your car. You might take a glancing blow, but it'll get your steering. Most I got out. Oh, go ahead.
Coming around Murray's corner, we're about to complete lap 3.
It's more laps than I've ever completed at this course. Cleanly, at least. I was never able to get a full reading of how the tire wear works here, but I can't imagine it's friendly to the tires with all these turns and corners and acceleration and braking, especially with the uphills and the downhills too.
So the question, of course, ever since iRacing released their rain patch known as their Tempest weather system is, are we going to see any rain today? And even though you can see off in the distance a little bit of dark clouds and a little bit of overcast, the forecast is telling us there is a 0% chance of rain today. But as we all know with meteorologists, can we trust them?
No. I learned that the hard way in Michigan. San Diego weather's really easy. It's sunny until it's not sunny. So.
See, one of my favorite jokes is what's the easiest job in the world? A weatherman in San Diego.
Oh yeah.
So we're sitting under mostly cloudy conditions with a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. That's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice cool day. About 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 degrees C on the track. Very low winds right now. It's funny, we're doing this, we're in Australia, so everything's in the metric system. We got a really good battle between Ian Miller and Hunter Hughes. It's just they've been holding the same distance for these first handful of laps, and it's been a great battle.
Yeah, it's been nice and close. I'm watching Erik right now, Erik Mattingly, and he's taking his time around the course just to familiarize himself with it before he probably will take off later on in the session. But this is how he's driving is kind of similar to how I was driving it, except he's actually successfully going around the track. I was not, so kudos to Erik for that. He's doing pretty good. The one part I could never get was the mountains. That was just the hardest part. I get a little too aggressive and I'd spin myself out. Do something like that. Or hit the wall and wouldn't be able to drive anymore. So.
You can see on that track map that there's still considerable distance between Ian and Hunter, and then Erik in third place, but they are moving fast. Oh. I was like, what is that going across my screen? But those are apparently birds.
Oh, I didn't see those birds.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed birds flying through in the aerial shots before. That's different.
That's kind of cool.
I thought it was like something was glitching out. I'm like, no, those are birds.
Oh, I just saw them on my screen. Wow. Ooh, I think Ian just hit the wall a little bit, like tap of the wall. It was funny when I was downshifting down the hill. Every now and so, I'd downshift a little too early, and I'd spin my tires out. I'd go spinning into the wall as I'm hitting the brake, trying to downshift to slow down. It wasn't working too well, but Ian and Hunter are doing pretty darn good around those corners, around going downhill. I'm kind of curious what their setup is, if they've shifted their weight to the back or to the front, or stiffened up their suspension or not. It's something I never really got used to doing. Every time I run, I always just run whatever the settings are when I load into the car. That might be something I should experiment around with before I start racing a little bit more.
Turned off the track map. I noticed the map might be backwards. It's interesting.
Oh.
Ian Miller maintaining about a 1.5 lead as they approach the skyline into the S's. I think next time by we're going to try to go in car with Ian just to watch his process through that. It's very smooth, much smoother than I was doing during testing.
Yeah, it is. He's driving so nice.
You better stop
have
before
a lot
we
of-
jinx him.
Yeah, I'll knock on some wood here.
So we are closing in to about 13 minutes into a 45-minute session. Got a good battle here with Ian Miller and Hunter Hughes.
I'm just wondering how many hours of driving he's done at this course. Get used to, or how many laps he's done around this track. And that Porsche engine sounds real nice too.
Yes, it does. It's a. We got a blinker. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, did we lose Ian?
I think we did.
Oh no. We lost my mouse too. Man, we were just off to a flying start this morning here on the broadcast. Oh, bummer. iRacing turning into motorsport games here, apparently.
Hunter Hughes is continuing to drive still. He's looking pretty smooth along the back in the mountains, coming down. He's also driving that Porsche.
Gonna head to not sure what happened to Ian Miller. It must have had an internet connection drop because he's showing is still in the Discord. Looks like he is disconnected from the session potentially.
Oh, it looks like he's back in the pits.
He is receiving. Well, that's a bummer for him. But again, this is a casual session, as we mentioned. There are no points. We're not keeping any standings. This is just giving a monthly opportunity for the drivers to come out and work on their driving in a race-type environment. Yeah, it looks like Ian may be back on the track. We're getting ready to hit back on the track. Let's see.
I wonder if he has a towing penalty or something.
He might. He's in the pits right now, so hopefully he'll come back on track. And he also might be waiting for Hunter to come around.
Oh, that's a good point.
As you know, even a lap down. Here we go. Here's Hunter heading down the hills. The Dipper. Ooh. There we go. Ian Miller has. So he's worked his way back down onto the track.
Looks like Hunter Hughes is catching up to Erik Mattingly. Pretty close now. They might come together at the top of this mountain, which will be a very interesting place to try to do an overtake. So that'll be kind of...
Let's see if we can trace down Hunter here. Yep, there he is, just back there, coming around.
And not too far behind.
No, he's got about 8 seconds on him right now, but Hunter is closing the gap fast, so...
Yeah, Hunter's going through the turns and the mountain pass as fast as he can. And I think Erik's getting a little more comfortable up there too, so he might be speeding up.
While we have a moment, let's remind you to tune in next week on Wednesday Night Dash. Had an off week this week after a chaotic Daytona race a couple weeks ago. Taka, you saw the Daytona race. That was in the time that you've been involved in our racing series of any kind. Have you seen anything like what we saw at Daytona the other week?
No, I don't think I have. That was I gotta say that was fun, but I figured after like a good 5-10 laps of running smoothly, I'm like, it's gonna happen. Just waiting.
we only made it into lap 3 before we had the really big incident. That was our crash of the week on the at FR Racing Online social media handles. An ill-advised aggressive move a little too early, and I don't know, it took out about 75% of the field.
Yeah.
So
definitely something exciting to watch for a broadcast.
I jinxed myself and I said, hey, let's we've never had to use the super speedway caution before.
Yeah, you did say that.
I hope to not have to use it. Drag this up a little bit.
And Hunter gets to overtake Erik in between turns 1 and 2. Nice area for an overtake instead of up in the mountains. Although, kind of wish we got to see it in the mountains instead. But that'll keep Hunter from
Let's go check on Ian Miller.
Having a little bit of traffic.
So I'm not sure what happened there. Is that Ian got disconnected from the session. He came back, but it's only putting him about a minute and 15 seconds, minute 20 seconds behind.
Yeah,
I got some kind of lap penalty for that, but apparently not.
I don't question the iRacing team control or the timing control, so just let it happen. Sometimes iRacing does some funny things.
It certainly does.
That's what I keep it as. I really like the paint schemes that they got on this morning. I don't know if you can do something interesting with the lights or not, but Hunter's got some pretty cool headlights this morning. They look a little purplish, I think.
I'll move this graphic up just a little bit for you to see. Yeah, that's a little better. Nothing like real-time adjustment of your graphics in the broadcast.
Oh, yeah. It happens. I think you could change the headlight colors, but I guess you can, because taking a look at Ian's, it's yellow. Hunter's is purple. So. It's either that or my PC is the one that's kind of going crazy.
No, there's definitely like a purple tinting. It's like a purple tinting under the lights. I don't think it's the light itself, but it's yeah, it's definitely a different look.
Yellow purple for Hunter, kind of cool.
So it's Saturday morning. Kids, you know, they usually get up on the weekdays at 6:30. It's 6:45 here, and then they just came walking in all dressed and ready to go. I'm like, come on, kids, Saturday.
What are they dressed up ready to go for?
We got swimming later this morning, so they're already in their swim lessons. So they're already in the swimsuits. It's like, come on, kids, go back to bed. You got another hour, 45 minutes before you even have to wake up. And
I wish I was that excited to wake up in the mornings.
I mean, you're somebody who knows about getting up early to go to swimming.
Yes, I do.
That was part of your lights. Your lights life. Wow. I was looking at my timing sheet and I saw something about the lights display. I was like, man, I'm just off here. On a side note here, the Indy Racing World Series is coming up on the finale at Las Vegas here on the 21st of May. That's not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. So, Taka, you are the voice of the Indy Racing World Series.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a pretty... I think first place is sealed away for the season.
It's pretty much locked in.
Second and third place is up for grabs, it looks like, last time I checked. It'll be pretty close. There'll have to be some big things that happen for some big shifts around the overall season's leaderboard.
Just to give you an idea here, we're going to pull up the league stats.
But it's been a lot of fun racing, some good close racing.
Yeah, Josh Chinsky has a 359 to 314 point lead over Erik. Ian Miller is a little further back with 291. So for Erik to catch Josh, it's statistically possible that Erik. Let's see. So if we get about 10 people and Josh somehow finishes in last place. 20 points. Doing some math recently. I'll put Erik at. No, if we need about 15 drivers to show up, and we would need Josh to finish last and Erik to win and basically get every bonus point to catch it. So fortunately, it looks like the championship battle is all but over, but still, Las Vegas is a lot of fun. The last time the series went to, when it was the Behind Closed Doors series, it went to Las Vegas. Tyler Vickery and Erik and myself actually crossed the line right on top of each other. I mean, it was milliseconds different between Erik and Tyler. That finish actually decided the season.
Yes, it did.
The first two seasons, the finish was decided by basically a photo finish at the line on the final race. So unfortunately, we're not going to get that this season. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, but the race might come down to a photo finish.
Oh yeah, the racing has been very, very good. I mean, Josh has been. Yeah, this like switch kicked on for Josh where he just kind of got into his groove, and then he's just been amazing throughout the whole process after that.
Yeah, yes he has been. And looks like Eric Mattingly's in the pits, maybe getting some fuel, tires, maybe just...
He is on his way to the pits, so it looks like just a normal stop for him. There goes Ian Miller. Not sure what happened to Ricky Shaw. He looks like he may have had an early incident and it pushed him into the pits, and he just never returned. So, you tuning in this morning, if you'd like to race with us, our calendar June 1st, in preparation for the Watkins Glen 6 hour, we'll be running a 90-minute event, a special 90-minute event, June 1st. Come on out, get a chance to practice and get some work in a race environment. No fee to join this league. Just come on and join the Discord. I believe the link is in the broadcast description here. And if it's not, just head over to frracingonline.com and head to the bottom with the social media links, and you'll see our Discord link. You also follow us on Instagram or any social media platform for that matter. There's a link in bio that can bring you to the Discord. So swing on by the Discord. Let us know you're here for the GT series, and we'll let you into the private channels where you'll see the hosted race information. June 1st, 9 a.m. Eastern from Watkins Glen.
That'll be a fun race to broadcast and to watch. Get to see everyone show off their driving skills and the amount of practice that they put in. That's the part that always amazes me when I watch all the driving, all the races going on. Just how many laps and how much time each driver's put in to mastering their craft. And it makes me realize that I need to spend some more time in the driver's seat.
Get some more practice.
Oh yeah. I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't played Gran Turismo was back in middle school and high school. In college I didn't play anything. So no racing games for me. Almost no video games for me.
Yeah, it was a long time where I got away from the video game scene, and now I got back into this with Erik a few years ago, as you all know, and we're messing around the other week, or last weekend actually, and my kids were playing Rocket League. Fortunately, they are too young to understand what Fortnite is. They don't know. I think they know what Minecraft is. But it's funny, the generations. When I was a kid, we were talking. You're gonna get an age lecture here. When I was a kid, we were in that peak 80s and 90s period where you'd have like the politicians come on like violent video games are bad for our children, and our parents are like, cap the video games. You can't make money playing video games, so don't waste your time with that. And now how far the concept of esports has come in society, and you have these events where the best of the best of these various games out there are taking home hundreds of thousands of dollars and sometimes millions of dollars in prize money, and they have sponsorships, and they've become celebrities in their own right. And it's hilarious how that landscape has changed over the years. And parents nowadays are hiring Fortnite coaches for their kids, and iRacing is your way to train and drive with some of the the real drivers. I mentioned this before. Erik has done an Indy race with Tony Kanaan, who's won the Indianapolis 500. You don't know who you're going to show or see when you join a session here.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and it's a little weird. Because I was born in 2000, so I heard the same lecture of you can't make money playing games, but now it's like, oh, you kind of can.
You can. And some of it is the social media culture behind that has driven that behavior, the influencer culture. But I mean, you look over in Korea, for example. That stuff is huge in Japan and Korea, and
it's always been around. It just became a lot more widespread, I feel like.
I mean, you're having these world championships. This Hunter Hughes is entering the pit just for it looks like normal service routine. So let's head on track and take a look at Ian Miller. So this will give Ian a chance to make up some of that ground. I don't know if he's going to be able to make up 70 seconds.
You'll be able to make up some good ground, though.
Yeah, you should be able to make about 25, 30 seconds when you take in the... assuming Hunter's going to do a tire change.
And it looks like Hunter's out of the pits. Pulling onto the first straightaway there.
Only have about 12 minutes left in the session, so we'll see how that impacts the strategy to the end. Yeah, it looks like we have conflicting data on what you're seeing on screen versus what I'm seeing on my timing and scoring.
And looks like time's dropping quick.
Oh yeah, there we go. It looks like it's just resetting once he crossed the start-finish line. So yeah, there we go. Now it lines up. He's about 37 seconds back. So cut that gap in half. Let's return to the track and take a look at Hunter Hughes. Let's go inside and watch him go down the hill here.
Got the good downshift movement
Yeah,
and the brake.
that was smooth. Very nice.
That was really clean. It's good to know they do downshift into the first gear, because that's what I was confused about, if people are going through those corners in second gear or not. If they carried enough speed to keep in second. Might get an overtake of Mattingly with Miller coming up close behind.
Let's go take a look at that. Go to the far cam.
About 4 or 5 seconds behind, it looks like.
Yeah, there he is. He's chasing him down. Oh, look at that.
About 10 minutes left of this race, 35 minutes in. Oh, we might get the mountain overtake soon.
Yeah, he's closing the gap. Oh, oh, there he goes.
Looks like Erik let him through before the mountain. That's nice of him.
Probably a smart decision.
Yeah. I can't imagine trying to overtake in this part of the track.
Although, this is iRacing. There are people that would try it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. No doubt in my mind.
We're waiting for Hunter to finish his lap and see how he looked post tire change and fuel here. Ran a 2:06.948 that last time around. Ian's shaving about a half second off, but that's not going to be enough as we approach 8 minutes to go in the session. We'll see if we can get a word with Ian after the race. So, with 8 minutes to go, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning and starting your day with us, or if you're on the other side of the world, finishing your day with us. Really appreciate it. As we mentioned, Wednesday Night Dash will be back this week from Gateway, aka Worldwide Technology Raceway. 10 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday night. The Indy Racing World Series is off this week, but the finale will be next week on May 21st from Las Vegas. This is one of the 2 longer races in the session, 166 laps under the lights of Las Vegas. Should be a good one to close out the season. Taco will be on the call for that as usual.
Yes, I will be. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what everyone's opinion of this course is after post race. Maybe we'll get a little bit of insight of what happened to Ian Miller. Oh, as I said his name, he had a slight incident. Looks like up in the mountains by the. Yeah, it came in a little too hot, it looks like. Oh, he lost it on when he was turning. It's like his tires locked up potentially, and just kept sliding and hit the wall. Looks like he's able to drive pretty fine though, so nothing too bad.
Yeah, he looks like he may have damaged himself. Is the way off pace there, so I'm having an issue getting the replay to come up of that, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, his you're right, it looks like he's got some pretty big
oh yeah, he's
he's going to the pits for some repairs. This course is brutal to the cars. It's
I mean, there's some very tight areas.
Yeah, I mean, even a slight tap that Ian had will just knock your suspension out and your steering out. So, because it's not like Ian hit the wall really hard. Not quite a glancing blow either, but you'd think it'd be strong enough to be able to drive through it, but he was unable to do so.
Before we wrap today, we want to take a moment and remind you to bring back or come on back here to Stadium Sim TV at 2 p.m. Eastern for the replay of FR Racing's Garage Talk. So we recap the week in motorsports and talk about this week Michael McDowell's shock move to go to Spire, which no, I don't think anybody saw that coming. And we talk about some of the news in Formula One, but we actually spent a lot of time talking about running our iRacing leagues. We had some issues with the Indy Racing World Series this week where we let iRacing throw the cautions, and there were some points where we don't understand why it didn't throw a caution, and it impacted the race for some drivers. But racing is racing, is what it is, and figured out what can we do better moving forward. So we kind of have an open brainstorming session so you can kind of see what our thought process is behind how we make decisions, how we go about rule changes. So it's a really good in-depth conversation between myself and Erik, and We talked about that, so come on back 2 p.m. Eastern today, or head over to FR Racing's channel at FR Racing Online on YouTube and watch it right now.
Got about 3 minutes remaining of the race this morning.
Yeah, I think Hunter might get 2 more laps in. I think he's going to cross. It's going to be close if they give him the white flag here or not. See what race control says. Is he going to get the white flag or not this time by?
I don't think he did.
He did not. Interesting.
He might just go straight to the checkered flag.
They might. I mean, he crossed the line. I mean, they've been running lap times consistently in the 205, 206, 207 range. That last time by was 207, 529. And he definitely crossed with less than 2 minutes and 7 seconds left, so. Will we see a green to checker? We've been seeing some of that lately in real life. They jokingly said we had the date, the Rolex 23.5 or whatever it was, or 23.98, I guess. That was a strange ending where they just abruptly threw the checkered flag, and the 24-hour clock wasn't at 0 yet. It was. They threw the checkered flag, and these drivers are still going because they think there's still time left, and the crews are sitting there like, "Wait, we won? It's over?"
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was a strange finish. So I remember Hunter was at the track for that event and said that everybody was completely caught off guard by that. I figured he was going to throw the white. They were going to throw the white flag when they came by, and instead they threw the checkered flag. So. Hunter's coming around, and we'll see what happens.
Sounds to me that someone wanted to go home.
Yeah, had enough.
Or with how sports gambling is now, maybe they had the over/under on.
We're gonna go right to a checkered flag here. As Hunter Hughes comes around Murray's corner for the last time, and takes the checkered flag, winning this morning's race. Nothing like an abrupt ending to a session, so Hunter's going to burn it down and celebrate here, and hopefully nobody comes around that corner too quickly, and that would be unfortunate.
They're still in the mountains, so I don't think we'll see anything like that soon.
Hunter Hughes burning it down. Let's go head out and check on Ian Miller as he's coming down the dipper.
He's catching up to Mattingly again, I think.
Oh yeah, he's at the bottom of the hill.
Let's see if
there he is. He's gonna chase him down. Let's see if I don't think he's gonna catch him, but
I don't think so either.
Oh! I don't think he's gonna catch him. Just kidding. And there he goes. Wow.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, I see if we get a word with him after. We got a lot of questions here post race.
Because it looks like his steering got just thrown into the wall there.
And Ian,
Oh,
What is going on? I think he might have done that on purpose, but all right. So as our final standings here show, let's get these to. Hunter Hughes takes the win, followed by Ian Miller, Eric Mattingly, and yet Taka, somehow you finished 5th today. Let's see if we can get a word. Hunter Hughes is joining us in the booth. Good morning, Hunter.
Morning.
Congratulations on the win today. Unfortunately, Ian, it looked like had a disconnect in the session. You guys had a great battle going on for the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, that stinks. But I mean, I guess that's what the risk is of racing on the internet. Because he definitely had the speed on me, and we were running close, and I thought I could maybe get a bit of strategy on him with like the pit strategy, but yeah, it's just what it is.
So I think, yeah, Ian Miller has joined us as well. Ian, good morning. And what happened? Did you internet go out?
No, because I was still in the voice chat. It just decided to drop me.
Oh,
So, yeah,
good old iRacing hijinks there.
yeah, it happens. The funny thing is, Hunter, talking about pit strategy, is I was running a full tank of fuel. I didn't need to pit.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have needed. Yeah, I had 20 gallons of fuel in the car. I wouldn't have needed to pit. I was fuel saving just to give myself a little bit of a gap. In our battle there. But because I knew I was faster, just because I put a little bit more downforce into the car. I was faster through all the difficult sections of the track. So as long as I could keep you behind on the straights, I figured I could save a little bit of fuel.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, iRacing strikes again, apparently.
Yep.
So it looks like
Yeah.
Eric Mattingly also has joined us here in the booth. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning.
Wow. So I want to apologize here because we were watching the last lap and we had the camera on you and we're like, will Ian catch him? No, I don't think so. And a good 2 seconds later, he lost control and plowed right into that wall.
Yeah, it was probably first 10% of the S's. I had tagged the wall hard enough to mess up the alignment. So coming out of the S's, it just did not want to hold a straight line.
oh.
That is brutal. But yes, the announcer's curse is alive and well this morning here on the broadcast. I want to go back to Hunter here. I mean, you clearly have driven this course before. How much experience do you have driving on this course?
Not enough.
Could have fooled
Simply, yeah. I mean, I was really starting to find the speed late in the race, but I was very, very nervous coming into this because I could not find a car to run. Because every single car I was running, I was I was understeering and like 5 seconds off the normal pace. And I mean, still, I was looking at VRS and they have like average running times, and we're still like 3 seconds off. For some reason, all the VRS setups said that they were running 202s, which I don't know. Like, I'm still 3 seconds off of that, so I was very kind of nervous coming into this thing. But I mean, we ran the Bathurst 12. I did that with Mark. I think 1 year ago. So I have about 6 hours of driving experience, but this is not my favorite track, that's for sure.
I mean, you look at it on a map, you're like, that doesn't look so bad. And then you get out and you just see how technical, going through the S's is, and going through the quarry. It is not easy.
Yeah, and like the hardest part about this track though is honestly there's not any room to pass. So it's like unless you're on the straightaways or through kind of the front stretch, like the turn 1 area, there's really not anywhere to pass, because going through the mountain, it's like you have to stay single file or you're just gonna wreck.
So real quick, we'll go back to Ian real quick, and then go ahead and close this out. So, Ian, what was your big takeaway of driving today outside of the session problems?
Well, so I mean, I had run an AI race earlier this week. I put some time into tweaking the VRS setup because I just did not like how it felt through some of the high speed stuff. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I do love this track, but I've never run an actual online race on it before, and I'm glad it seemed to go pretty well for me, all in all.
I would say
Connection
so.
issues aside. Yeah.
Actually, before we do that, Eric, final thoughts. What were your was this your first time out on this track in a race environment?
No, and I was actually talking about this earlier. I cannot for the life of me remember what game I used to play years ago that Bathurst was on it. So I'm familiar with the track, but man, it's been so long. Just remembering, like he was saying, the technicalities of the S's and exactly where you want to hit the apex and your braking and all that. Boy, it just did not come back to me fast enough. But it was fun.
Yeah, I believe Taco was saying you used to drive this in, what was it, you said Gran Turismo?
Yeah, Gran Turismo is where I drove this on.
That's probably it then.
I
But
feel,
I'll take a token podium any day.
yeah, podium is a podium. It doesn't matter if there's 3 or 30.
Yeah.
You gotta pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did a lot better than I did when I was test driving this course. So,
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm sitting up here versus down on the track with you guys. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember, the Indy Racing World Series is off this week. The finale will be May 21st at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's a Tuesday night from Las Vegas. Wednesday night dash returns in the trucks this week at Gateway. That could get interesting. We hope we don't have a repeat of Daytona, but we shall see. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.